So if you didn't know, you can get a business credit card without owning a business, without having an EIN, and also without having an LLC or corporation. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to be able to get a business credit card without having any of that. But why get a business credit card anyway if you don't have a business? Well, for one, it's way better than using your personal savings and using your personal credit cards. But one of the main benefits of business credit cards is you can use it to help operate your business and grow your business, and it won't report to your personal credit report. Another big benefit is the bigger bonuses, those welcome bonuses for points and cash back that you get are way bigger on the business cards than they are on the personal cards. And with some cards, they actually have more additional features as well on the business cards versus the personal card versions of those cards. And another thing that's very important is separating any business expenses that you might have from your personal spending, because that can get really time consuming and cumbersome when it comes to be tax time for you or your accountant, whoever's doing your taxes for you. And just even on a day-to-day too, because you're trying to track how much money you're spending on things for your business, but then you got to dig through everything for your personal. So it can be really hard to figure out where your money is going on the business side or on the personal side if you're mixing those things together. And now I will say this, if you are going to go this route in getting a business credit card without having a business, that's fine. But I would recommend that you do go ahead and get a business registered, because it only costs a few $100s. And there are more protections involved with having that. You can qualify for grant money, and you can do more with your business, qualify for more different forms of funding for your business. But I get it, if some of you guys aren't ready to do that, you might need to do this just to go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing you need to do is pick what card you actually want to use. And if you would like a list of hand-tailored cards that are going to be suited for your credit profile, then I have a link down below, which is going to show you all of the cards that are going to be a match for your profile. You just enter a few pieces of your information and you'll get a list of business cards that'll work good for you. And you can also do this for personal cards as well. But again, the link to that is down in the description. Now, once you have the card selected that you want to use, these are the things that you're going to need to put on the application. But first, let me tell you, to make this work, you do have to have some type of side income coming in outside of your 9-to-5 job. So you could be, an Uber driver, a Lyft driver. You could do taxes on the side. Maybe you babysit. Maybe you do affiliate marketing online. Maybe you do email marketing. Maybe you sell candles or gift baskets, whatever type of side income you might have coming in, or maybe it's even a business that you intend to start. It just needs to be something that is outside of your 9-to-5 income. Now, when you get to any application for a business credit card, it's always going to have personal information and business information that it will ask for. So first, we're going to talk about the personal information, since that's usually the first section. And what I'm going to tell you is going to be the in general specific areas that you do need to focus on. There will be some general things like your address and phone number. You just enter that stuff in. But I'm going to specifically focus on those key items that they're going to ask that are usually going to be the most confusing when you're trying to figure out what to put. Okay, now under your personal information, they might ask you what your title is in regards to the business. And of course, you would just put owner. In some instances, they might not have owner. You might have to put like president or something like that. But usually you're going to put owner. Then at some point, they're probably going to ask for either your social, or it may say tax ID. And then you have to select if it's the social. And of course, you're just going to put your social security number in there. Now, the next key thing is going to be the annual income. And this is your annual household income. This is where a lot of people mess up, because they don't realize that it's not just whatever you make from your 9-to-5. They also allow you to include any extra income that you have coming in your household. So if your wife works, if your son works, your daughter works, maybe you have somebody staying with you that earns income, maybe you get alimony, child support, any of that extra income that you have coming in outside of your 9-to-5, that is income that is coming into your household, you can actually list that under your annual income. So whatever that number is, that's what you want to put in there for annual income. Now, those are really the most important things on the personal side. Everything else is usually going to be pretty self-explanatory. So let's go into the business information that they'll ask you for. So they're probably going to ask you for your business entity or type. Now, this is where most people, if you have an LLC or if you have a corporation, you would put that. But you, in this situation, would put sole proprietor. They're also going to ask you for your business name, and what you would do if you are the sole proprietor, meaning basically you are the business, you would put your name for the business name. And if they ask you what name you want to put on a card, it's also, just easy to just put your name there as well. Now, they might ask you if you have a DBA, which is doing business as. In this situation, most people aren't going to have a DBA. If you do, you can put it. But in most situations, most people would end up putting no for this situation because, again, you are the business usually. Now, again, in this area, they're probably going to ask you for something like tax ID. They may ask you if you're using the EIN or SSN or an I-10. And of course, in this situation, you're going to put your social security number because you won't have an EIN in most situations. If you do have one, you can put it, but if you don't, you would just put in your social security number. Now, the number of employees can be a simple but confusing one. In some applications, they might tell you to not include yourself. In some applications, they might say include yourself. So you just have to look at what the application actually says. And in this instance, you're going to put either 0 or 1 based on what that application said. Now, when it comes to the established date of your business, what you want to do is, and of course, you're always going to have to put in a past date, not a future date. So, of course, in this situation, you've probably already been making money on the side. So you would want to put in whatever date it is. And usually it's going to be like the month and the year. And you're going to put that in for whenever you started to earn this money on the side. And don't be too concerned about, maybe not being in business for a long amount of time here, because with business credit cards, they don't really care how long you've been in business, unlike a loan or a line of credit. So, just feel free to put in whatever date you started earning money. And if you're just about to start the business this month, then of course you would put that in there. Now, when it comes to annual business revenue, this is going to be something that you're going to have to kind of look at and, just kind of calculate and see, how much money you've maybe averaged for the past few months since you started your business, and kind of annualize that number based off what you averaged every month. And if you look at a lot of business credit applications, they do allow you to project revenue. So you can actually project what you believe your revenue will be for this business. And there are also a lot of applications that won't let you put 0 in. You would actually have to put in a number here for annual business revenue. But there are also some that will allow you to put 0 if that number is 0. Of course, the more you have coming in, the better for your situation with the application. But make sure you put what you can honestly put on the application. Now, when it comes to business type, this is basically where they're going to be trying to look at what field of operation or what industry your business is in. This is tied to your NAICS code or your SIC code. And basically, they'll usually have you to choose based off the categories. And what you want to do here is find something that is the closest match to what it is that you actually do. And in some instances, it might be, a main category, then there might be a subcategory you have to select. But again, you're just narrowing it down to what is the closest thing to what you actually do. And now this last part is going to be different on some applications. There are some that might ask you what credit limit you want, and there are some that might ask you your monthly spend. This is actually going to help them to determine how much is it that you'll probably need to spend every month. So this is a number that you want to kind of look at what you're probably going to be spending on a monthly basis, and you want to put that number there. And of course, also, it's better to plan for more than less, because if you end up putting less and then you end up needing more, then, that's not going to work out in your favor. So it's always to put a little bit more than what you're probably thinking that you're going to need. But just take that into consideration when you're filling out that part of the application. Now, if you have already filed your LLC and you want to learn how I helped a brand new business get over 100,000 for their business in less than 28 days, then go ahead and watch this next video, or go ahead and check out this next video, which YouTube thinks you might like best. And I'll see you guys in the next one.